What up, what up, what up? Victoria over there jamming to the intro, but we are here live, mock draft, 7 rounds, tight end premium. And I have a very special guest today with me. First time collabing, first time meeting, Victoria.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me. I'm so stoked for this.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to get my mock on. And of course, my co-host, my number 2, Cody. Introduce yourself.
Oh, it's just a beautiful, beautiful Thursday out here. I'm excited. We had football news this week. We had some trades. Now we get to mock. It's just a good day. It's a good day.
Oh yeah, mock. We got a premium today, so tight ends are going to be flying off. I already know who I'm getting. You know what I mean? I'm not a huge Kittle fan, but I want all of Kittle this year. Just putting it out there.
We'll see.
his tweet today. He did an April Fool's joke.
Oh yeah, he's toxic for that. Very
Bro,
toxic.
go to the Jags. Oh, that's tough.
I didn't believe it for a second.
Bro, I feel bad for Jags fans. They probably got so hyped. They're like, "Oh my god, we just got Kittle."
They were probably just ecstatic. They were just like losing their mind. Like, we just got George Kittle, Super Bowl. Nah, not happening. So let's get into this mock. I know we got some people in the lobby that are ready to go. I mean, like, hey, we got some heavy hitters in here, and hopefully we can start the draft. I'm going to start it up right now. Woo! On the clock officially. Wait, let me get that out of the way. So 101 tight end premium. Let's see who he goes with. Should be the obvious here, but we'll see. These get a little weird. Some people treat it as like a regular draft, but this is also dynasty. This isn't redraft. Mm-hmm. So like you got to decide of what you're going to go here. Come on,
the obvious choice
speaks everything up. What is it?
Yeah, that's true. No. I mean, you could think the obvious choice in tight end premium is one of the best tight ends, or are we thinking Mahomes? Is that?
Ooh. Oh, here's Troy. Don't mind Troy, Victoria. He's just being.
Oh, jeez, already. Here we go. Good luck on those draft picks, Troy. Good luck. Y'all are not going to hit on them.
Love it. So, Victoria, you're not advocating for Josh Allen at the 101? Is that?
No, because I'm at the 102. So no, please do not pick Josh. Z2 fantasy. Do not. I swear we're gonna have a problem if he picks Josh.
You're gonna DM with all caps. Trying to make the first ever trade in mock drafts.
This is about to be auto pick.
He better not be. He's on staff, so he's fired. He's fired.
Fine. Kick him off before he even gets going.
Oh yeah, no. Is everyone on accept?
The green dot usually means everybody's on. He should. Oh, he's back. He's live. See, yep.
Just missed it.
He snuck in.
We're firing people for mocks. I'm just saying, I got the fire under his ass. Fire content only, man.
All right, I'm up. You already know what it is. You already know who I queued.
There it is.
Let's get it.
There it is.
There it
Bills Mafia. Let's go.
I made a poll earlier for that stack. Hopefully you get that stack that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I voted no myself.
How toxic was that?
I felt like I was just not being loyal to my own fandom, but I mean, Dawson Knox, he's a talented dude, right? But he's just not there yet. So we'll see what happens this year. Maybe he'll have a year 3 breakout.
Hopefully.
We'll see, but that was good. Okay.
There we go.
Like a quarterback. Shocking.
Now, do you think if Zach Ertz finds his way in Buffalo, would that excite you? Would that be like something you'd be looking forward to?
Yeah, honestly, when all that chit chat was happening about Ertz potentially coming to Buffalo, I was excited. He would be. I know he's probably got at least 2-3 good years left in him, and he'd be super good mentor for Knox. I'd be stoked, to be honest.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I think that's a good fit for Ertz. I don't think he has the firepower to carry an offense like he did for the last 2 years or so in Philadelphia. But he can absolutely be a great weapon in an offense that already has some in Stephon Diggs and Zach Moss and Gabriel Davis. So it should be exciting. Buffalo's got a lot of pieces.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love that you said Gabe instead of Cole Beasley or something like that. Gabe is just maybe
Look,
not in our little world. He's not disrespected because people are hyped on him for Dynasty and redraft, but on the outside, he's definitely disrespected.
yeah.
look,
Troy saying
I'd love me some. Yeah, you knew he was gonna get him. I love me some Cole Beasley, but he's the white rapper. Gotta love him.
See, this is really funny how this draft is going because I'm a newbie to Dynasty. I just did my first draft with our Ball Blast team. Shout out Ball Blast. And the probably first 7 or 8 picks were all QBs for Dynasty. I know we're in obviously a different room, different people, but this is super interesting.
Yeah, I think and it's crazy that we didn't get a wide receiver until this late with none of those other quarterbacks. I thought like maybe if people aren't taking quarterbacks, that they might take a guy like Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson. I know is a popular AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, but yeah, not quarterback heavy yet. So
there's no way you're ending up with Diggs, Victoria. By the way.
Yeah, that's true. Well, can we trade? Can we trade in this mock?
First ever trade.
Oh man. Yeah, that would be a hard sack. What do we think about? You mentioned Justin Jefferson. He's obviously hot on everyone's list.
Yeah.
Do we think he can? Obviously, he's not going to repeat his performance. He had an incredible year, but is he worth the hype at his cost currently over some of the top receivers right now?
Cody,
so, man, you say that he won't repeat, and I get that, but why not? Right? Like he's already, so this is another year in this offense, right? The Vikings defense, while it should be somewhat improved, is still not great. So they're going to have to score to keep up with other teams. I don't see them adding another real weapon in that wide receiver room. And I think they're pretty set with Irv Smith Jr. at tight end. So in what should be a team that focuses heavily on getting some offensive line help, I could see Justin Jefferson maybe not repeating, but absolutely being a top 5 wide receiver. I don't think that's I don't think that's not questionable.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, him and Thielen can coexist in fantasy. I think both of them can eat as well. But Jefferson, I can only see him doing better now. I mean, he got the rookie jitters out. He didn't start, the first 3 games or anything like that. But once he got opportunity, he hit the ground running. I think he's a great talent. So I don't mind taking him in the second round.
Yeah, that's honestly, the thing. He finished so high, even without
it's like either him or Calvin Ridley that I'm going to get in that second round, which I'm okay with if I'm at the back end of the draft. So I could do it with both of those guys. There goes, there goes Jefferson.
DeAndre Swift, that's a little. Well, let's see who's actually left on.
Okay, so
I guess it's not that rich, but
I think it's rich because I cannot invest into a Lions running back.
Lions, yeah.
I can't. They haven't produced good running backs. Not saying Swift sucks or anything. He's a great running back. He's probably the best they had in the last couple of years. But the last time they had 1,000-yard rusher, it's 2013 with Reggie Bush, and before running that, 2004 with a guy named Kevin Jones. Like, who was Kevin Jones in Detroit? And he hit more yards than Reggie Bush. So that's saying a lot. Like, I haven't really seen like a Lions running back pop on my roster and spending a second round draft pick on them. That's like crazy to me. Like, I just can't. I'm off of Swift in the second round, but any round later than that, maybe. I can't take him as my RB1.
Okay, so then tell me this, LQ.
Yeah.
Same team. Akers was picked first. Yep. Is that how you have them ranked? Is Akers above Swift going into the offseason?
120%. Not that I'm a Rams fan or anything like that, but 120% all day. I even have, Antonio Gibson above him. I feel like Gibson will see more 20 carry games than Swift. Swift will be, involved in the passing game, which is dope because of Lynn, but I just feel like Antonio Gibson also will be involved in that pass game plus 20 carries a game, and then that goal line work as well. Like I'm all set on Gibson above Swift as well. So don't ask me anything else because I know I'm gonna get ripped because there's a lot of Swift truthers out there.
Yeah, I recently put out a poll of which guy would you feel most comfortable with as your RB2. And it was Swift was the high got the highest amount of votes. At one point he had like
Yeah.
50% of the poll. The other guys in the poll were James Robinson, Josh Jacobs. They were all guys that have a similar ADP right now. I know Josh Jacobs will most likely fall in his ADP because of Drake being signed, but I
Mhm.
was shocked at how high people are currently on Swift. I'm the same. I'd take Gibby, that's my dude, over him, Akers for sure. I guess the argument would be potentially that, we know they're not going to be good. They're going to be a bottom 10 offense. So do
Yeah.
they run the offense through Swift? They really have no other great wide receivers right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they
I
gotta
don't
do
know.
That's what's crazy is like there's no other like from a weapon standpoint, like they have Quintez Cephas, like they signed Tyrell Williams, who's on the back
Peterman, I think.
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rashad. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm interested. So Kyle Pitts is the 4th tight end off the board.
I was
That
so
is
trying to get him to come. That was a low-key snipe. I was trying to stack with Pitts and Kittle, but didn't happen. But I'll go ahead and take Aaron Jones.
I've been so high on Pitts and like seeing his numbers at the combine, just like the longest reach that anyone has ever had. Like nobody his size has run a 40 that fast since Calvin Johnson. Like those kind of comparisons are just nuts. I'm like, if he lands in the right spot, and it's all going to be on where he lands, if he lands in the right spot, he could be an absolute superstar as a rookie.
Oh my God. This might actually happen right now. Do it.
She's really going to get digs.
She really is. And I said she wasn't. Oh my God.
I gotta do it, right?
You kind of have to.
The thing is, this is just for fun, right? Like next, if this was real life, right? It's not. I'm gonna pick picks because we're having fun.
Yeah.
This is real life. The tight ends left on the board are Andrews, Ertz, Gronk. Wow, these ADPs are weird as hell on Sleeper. Evan Engram, some of the rookies. There's such a drop off after Mark Andrews. It truly is. I mean, okay, fine. I'll pretend it's real life and I'll take Andrews.
Oh my God.
Since it is premium, I would take I love the stack, especially in Dynasty. I probably would have done that, but there's such a drop off after these guys. The Pitts pick is interesting because everyone's so high on him, but is he really? Do tight ends produce ever in year one? Probably not.
So
that's crazy. Go ahead, Cody.
I agree. If Kyle Pitts was actually a tight end, and here's what I mean by that: he is going to piss a lot of people off because they are going to say in fantasy football he is a tight end, and they're like, that's great. He is not a tight end by any shape of the word. He is a weapon. This dude is an absolute offensive weapon. Right? So last year he won the whatever college football's award is for the best tight end in football, right? Mm-hmm. He would have won it in 2019. He didn't line up in line enough to qualify as a tight end. That's how much they used him out in the slot and out wide. So NFL offenses, if you draft him and only use him as an inline tight end, you should immediately be fired. He will be used all over that offense. So while I think a lot of rookie tight ends struggle because they do typically operate from that inline role, like TJ Hawkinson and Noah Fant, like they struggled as rookies, but they only really operate out of that role. And Hawkinson and Fant do a little bit of slot work, but I think Kyle Pitts is going to be lined up everywhere and show me a corner who can guard a 6'6" guy on the perimeter because I would love to see it.
I don't think I can. I mean, it's a mismatch every time he's going to be out there. It's going to be interesting, but what's killing me right now is we don't know where he's going. That's the sad part about it. We don't know where he's going. I honestly feel like, if he ends up on a team, hopefully they're a tight end friendly team or a team that actually knows how to use him, even though you just said he's a weapon, not a tight end. But if he ends up somewhere, let's say, Philadelphia, I'm going to hate that. I'm going to hate it 100%. As much as I love Jalen Hurts, as much as I love him to have the upside for this season, I'm not going to exactly agree with that position for him. Oh, wait, hold up. She ended up with Diggs anyway.
She got the stat. Look,
Oh my God.
she was still able to
was
get
just-
her mans. I respect it.
Wow.
But
Wow.
the thing of that is though is like I'm not a zero running back truther at all. Like I'm normally RB in a normal. I'm a redraft gal. In a normal redraft, I'm like RB, then maybe a wide receiver, quarterback in the 6th or 7th or 8th round. But this is again, everyone's taking these running backs. It's such a drop off that I wanted Diggs here, though. AJ Brown, the picks before that, AJ Brown and James Robinson.
That's interesting. I hope he repeats. I really hope he ends up, RB7 again. Inside the top 10, I'll take 100%. That offense is going to be better. So I don't see him getting any worse. I don't see them going to the draft to actually, draft another running back. But Carlos Hyde doesn't worry me at all. I think if you're worried about Carlos Hyde, you shouldn't be playing fantasy football.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the argument that like, yeah, well, they didn't spend a lot of draft capital on him. And I get that. But when you have a guy who produced as well as he did football wise, like forget fantasy, right? He produced incredibly well for 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Why would you spend draft capital on another guy just because you didn't spend draft capital on him? Right? Like, why would they go out and draft a running back? He did great for him. I hope he continues to shine.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
go ahead, Victoria.
Wasn't Austin Eckler an undrafted free agent too, and now he's a baller? Yep. Like, I mean, there's you can argue situations either way usually, but I wouldn't be worried either. If they do invest, then it is what it is. But Robinson was a stud last year.
Exactly, with nothing to really work with. Like the QB, musical chair situation was going on, and the offense just didn't look good at all. But he actually managed to pull something together. So I can only see him being better, if anything, with Urban Meyer, and then bringing in Marvin Jones. They're bringing in weapons. They're bringing in, people who can run an offense. So it only way is up, right, to the moon.
Yeah, that offense should absolutely be more efficient. How the mighty have fallen in Michael Thomas being the 8th wide receiver selected. I mean, he was the consensus wide receiver 1 the last 2-3 years.
Yeah. PPR monster, slant guy. Mm-hmm. Well, slant boy, they call him on Twitter.
So is his fall because of how he performed last year? Is his fall because Drew Brees retired? Like, what is the explanation of, hey, we're off the Michael Thomas train?
Got to be part of an injury. Just people being scared of using that term injury prone when really we shouldn't look at any player as injury prone. That's just my opinion. But I mean, if it is Taysom Hill, though, let's say, he's not going to be that PPR monster, most likely. He did perform well, though, still with Hill, but, it's a small sample size, so it's just more of a risk than, A.J. Brown's getting the targets. Diggs is getting the targets. Hopkins, those guys are guaranteed. He's just a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. He's a question mark. I feel like he's a discount this year, but that's not keeping me away from buying him. I feel like a lot of people are scared of the QB situation more so than injury, because he doesn't really have that huge of a history of being injured. And the injury does scare the hell out of me, but Devontae Adams suffered the same high ankle sprain before and came back that season and closed out the season a little strong, but that was something that we had to worry about going into the next season, and he still went in the first round. So I think this is more so people scared about the QB situation, not more so the injury, because I really think he could still produce, but I would love it to see him and Winston connect a lot on a lot of passes and a lot of touchdowns, because that'll bring Winston's stock right back up to what he was when he threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. But everybody hates on Winston, but he was QB4 that year, and I'm taking him in fantasy 9 times out of 10.
I want him to be the starter so bad. It's just fantasy's more, I feel like I've tweeted this before. It's just more fun when Winston is a starting quarterback.
Yes. Like you hate him when you're in leagues where you get penalized hugely on interceptions, because that's like one of the home leagues I have. It's like -6 for each interception. Like it's dirty. That's like the Scott Fitzgerald as well. It's Scott Fitzgerald too.
Oh, that's
it's
insane.
-6 for INTs. Like it is crazy. So you don't want to go ahead and pick up Kirk Cousins. You don't want Winston at all. But still, it's fun. It makes things a little spicy. But wow,
that's crazy.
We got some rookies.
Yeah, we got some rookies. We got some rookies, and we have some wide receivers. That CeeDee Lamb going ahead of Amari Cooper is interesting. TJ Hawkinson finally goes off the board, another tight end. What do we think about the back end of round 3 and the start of round 4 here? What are some picks that you like?
I'm going to start with one I don't like, and a person I wouldn't take even if it was the last pick in the draft, with Joe Mixon.
Nice. Cody's heart is broken.
I just cannot. I don't know what it is. Well, let's start with the fact that he beats women. No, I'm just kidding. We won't go there. I just can't get on board. I'm waiting for someone to put out an article that just completely pushes me off the ledge and pushes me in the other direction. So, Cody, if you want to try to convince me here and sell me on him, let's do it.
Okay, well, I have not done any research whatsoever on it. I am a huge Bengals fan, like a massive, massive Bengals fan. So, like,
okay, now I feel worse.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should. My entire life has been miserable. They haven't won a playoff game since I was born.
Jeez.
But yeah,
sorry. I'm laughing because I feel obviously I feel your pain. We just won our first playoff game like 3 days ago, so I can't really talk.
Yeah. No, the Bengals franchise has not known a ton of success, but I like Joe Mixon as a talent. It's just everything around him has not worked. And say what you want about the injury last year, I think that was absolutely my quarterback is hurt. This team stinks. I'm not going to go out there and try to risk re-injury. And the Bengals have shown that they are willing to shut guys down. They did it with AJ Green the year before. So I think I'm on Joe Mixon from a standpoint of I think you are going to get some value with Joe Mixon, right? If you're drafting him as your RB1, I think you're out of your mind. But if you can get him as an RB2, I don't hate that pick.
I think I'd agree with you there.
Yeah, he's discounted. I mean, you get him in the 3rd round, a guy that's going to see 20 touches. Burrow's back. Rehab is looking good. T. Higgins there with the possibility of getting one of the, top prospect wide receivers. Tyler Boyd still coexisting. Well, I like the offense on paper, but if Joe Mixon burns me one more time, he's getting that letter. He's getting that letter. I'm writing a letter.
Strongly worded.
Strongly worded in
wow.
all caps.
Okay, so hold on. The pre-snap, does that say Reaper? I don't know. That Najee and Javonte Williams, back-to-back picks. That's fire.
Wow.
Risky, but I like it.
Absolutely risky, but God, those guys are so talented. So rookie running backs, where's it like? We're going to talk running back, like the actual player aside. Where's the most friendly spot for a rookie running back to land? I have my opinion, but I want to hear your guys' first.
Goodness, that's tough.
San Fran, I guess. Maybe.
For fantasy? God, no, please. Because then it's just a carousel then, and we'll never know who to play for if a rookie goes to San Fran. I don't know. I did just mock Najee Harris to the Steelers in a.
I don't hate it. But I don't hate it.
I mean, they're also not going to be great. Oh, come on! It's my dude.
Let's go.
Yeah. All the running backs early too, man.
Because I looked at what was left, and I'm like, I am not about to be stuck with the Drake and Josh show. I tell you that. I'm not going to be stuck with that terrible show going on over there.
I'm stuck. This is actually an interesting spot to be in because I've decided in general, like Josh Jacobs is so unsexy and gross, but also, and he pissed me off last year on my own teams, but like he gets the volume.
Yeah.
He just doesn't really, he wasn't that efficient last year. So
Yeah.
am I going to be forced to take him here?
The question is who's going to take Drake, and that's going to be disgusting looking. Because I guess they're going to use him as a pass catcher, right? They got to use him somehow. They paid him money. Like the guaranteed money is something everybody has to look at. That guaranteed money was you're going to play, like you're going to be on the field. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think we might see this more often. Like people are trying to copycat that Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, combination, how they're both stud running backs. They both can be RB1s on every other team. And like, it's crazy how more so we're seeing that. Like, I really think like Fournette and Ronald Jones are trying to be like the bootleg version of Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So now we're seeing Drake and Josh show. Like, it's only going to become more trending.
See, here's the difference though is the pieces around them. Right. Like I think Josh Jacobs is very talented and I think Kenyon Drake is very talented. Now they're not elite by any means, but they have enough talent to be fantasy relevant. Here's the problem. The pieces around the running back tandem in Vegas are terrible. They lost their starting right tackle, their starting center. They're bringing their left tackle back. That's great. But they lost a guard as well. Or maybe they did bring back Richie Incognito. But that line that was good for them is now gone. They also don't have any sort of semblance of a threat in the passing game outside of Darren Waller. You have a deep threat in Henry Ruggs. You signed John Brown, who is good, but he's never been a great number one wide receiver. You signed Willie Snead in the slot.
Ew.
Cool. You have Hunter Renfrow in the slot. Like, great.
Disgusting.
Like, two unsexy guys for sure. Like, the Browns had the best offensive line in football last year, coupled with one of the best play calling coaches who used a ton of play action and weapons like OBJ for the first portion of the year. I know he got hurt.
You can't say
Jarvis Landry, like Austin Hooper. Like, the Browns have pieces, and I also believe in Baker significantly more than I do believe in Derek Carr. So the situations are just so different. So different. Victoria, I love your running. For where you're at, I love those running back picks. I love those running back picks.
There's, again, not sexy, but David Montgomery's going to get the volume. He doesn't have much competition. Everyone's going to say Tariq Cohen's coming back. Whatever, man. It'll be with Andy Dalton. I think Montgomery will be just fine. He's not going to do as well as he did in that second half stretch last year because he won't be playing against those crappy teams every week.
Yeah,
but
that was wild. That last 5-6 weeks was crazy.
Yeah.
I like it. I tried. I said, who can I get here that I can avoid Josh Jacobs?
Yeah, getting Josh Jacobs. Definitely, I agree with the pick. I love the pick, and then I like the Kareem Hunt. That's where you should be getting.
Yeah,
I
like the Hunt pick there.
He fell so far. Like that's something, to be honest.
I think a lot of people are going to be like, well, it was kind of a fluke because Nick Chubb got hurt last year. When they were together, they were still both top 20 running backs.
Yeah,
like
exactly. I think they.
I was just looking that up. I think they were top 10.
Both top 10. I think Hunt was at like 8, and Chubb I think was like at 10, or either one, which is still disgusting. So
they play the Bengals twice a year, so there's at least 2 games they're going to eat.
Yeah. Damn. How can you say that?
No.
I like how real you are, bro. You're on the great brand, Real Deal Fantasy. I love it.
Look, I love my Bengals, but I'm also like a realist where like show me on paper where the Bengals have improved defensively. Like, and
I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like, we lost our number 1 edge rusher in Carl Lawson. We lost our number 1 corner in William Jackson III. Like, we signed Mike Hilton, the slot corner, and then the corner Awuzie from Dallas. Like, where did we get better? We released Geno Atkins. Like,
yeah, you're not really selling Victoria on Joe Mixon right now, by the way. What a bad
defense.
Here's the question though. Like, right, free agency, you guys didn't really do much on the offensive line, right? So let's say that. I swear, if you guys don't take in an O-line dude with your first round pick, I will. Everyone's brains are gonna explode. Flip side, though, if you do take O-line, is everyone gonna be like, Joe Mixon's back, baby? Like, we have 1 year rookie O-line person, like one guy's not going to fix the whole problem. So I'm still a little cautious on Mixon.
There's a lot that went wrong with the Bengals offensive line last year. A myriad of things that I think are and now a regular fan, like even a big fan of like football, is not going to know this because you don't follow Bengals offensive line woes. But they signed Quentin Spain in the middle of the season, and he immediately had to start at right guard, right? Like he was cut from the Bills and immediately signed and started, right? He is back. He'll now have a full offseason. He should be like significantly better. We signed Riley Reif, who was great for the Vikings last year. He should be at right tackle.
Yeah.
Jonah Williams was hurt for a good portion of last year at left tackle. He should be back. If we take Penei Sewell, I think he will start at somewhere in that offensive line. If he starts at guard or they kick Jonah to guard, that fixes that other guard spot. And then Hopkins was good, if not great, for them at center. I know he has a knee injury that he's going to be rehabbing from, so we'll see if he starts the season. But that offensive line should be dramatically improved. Even if they don't draft Sewell, Joe Burrow is significantly better than any other quarterback on that roster, and it's not close. Everything around Joe Mixon is going to be better. Everything around him is going to be better. Now, we'll see. We'll see. It's the Bengals. You don't know. I don't know.
Unless, how are you going to feel if Joe Burrow gets his way and they sign Jamar Chase?
I won't hate it.
And not sign, draft. Oh my God, I can't talk.
I'm not. Honestly, I know everybody is like, look, if you don't protect Joe Burrow, like that is the worst decision that you've made in the history of the franchise. I get it. Nothing that says Penei Sewell is an absolute lock, right? Yeah. Nothing says that Jamar Chase is an absolute lock. I get it. But I think there's a lot, like we drafted AJ Green at the top end of the first round, and we haven't had like a phenomenal wide receiver since. Like, what's to say we couldn't draft Chase and then draft an offensive tackle at the top of round 2? This is one of the deepest offensive tackle drafts that we've seen in the last decade. So we could still get a starting level player. Now, granted, it's not going to be Penei Sewell, who allowed 1 sack in his entire college career, and he sat out last year, but he allowed 1 sack and he's 20 years old. We can still get a guy who can start. It's still going to be an improvement. Like even if we take Chase, which I actually think is becoming increasingly more likely, I still think that we are going to improve the offensive line in the draft. So we'll see. But we have some wide receivers coming off the board. I cannot believe that I'm saying this name on the same line. I'm seeing Keenan Allen, Kenny Golladay, Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, right? Ooh. And in the middle of that, I am seeing Deontay Johnson. Is it like? Does he have stickum on his? What are we? Oh, Victoria, are you about to talk me into Deontay Johnson? Because I would love to hear.
I'm gonna hang up and listen.
All right, real LQ, give it to me because I need to hear it. Are you in on Deontay?
I kind of am, man. He's getting the volume though. He's getting like the 12, 13, 14 targets, and he's only catching like 4 of those passes. But hey, listen, I love volume. Volume is key, man. He's definitely coming in this season, with the same formula. Nothing really changed. Juju's back, Ben's back. The only difference is they don't have a running game, and that just means Big Ben is going to be throwing the ball 60 times a game. And I like volume, man. I think they're going to be, 3 guys on that offense are going to be able to finish with 100+ targets. And I think the only thing that can go wrong with Deontay is, him getting injured, knock on wood. I really don't see anything going bad with him, even with the drops.
I don't know. Yes. Steelers are interesting. The Steelers are interesting because they are bringing everyone back outside of James Conner, like offensively, right? They brought back Big Ben, brought back Juju. Yep. I don't know. We'll see. That'll be an interesting offense to watch.
Definitely. I mean, like their wide receiver core are the only other wide receiver core other than the Panthers to have 3 wide receivers with 100+ targets. That's something not to be slept on. That is volume. That's what you want. And to be able to get a guy like him in the 5th round, 6th round, like Claypool or even Juju in these later rounds, that's gold to me. That's something that I'll be looking forward to.
For sure. I'm not saying he belongs in the same tier as these guys that we just listed off. Like, those guys are in their own tier. Deontay's certainly not in that tier. But he's a PPR monster, absolute PPR monster. So for this team to get him as their wide receiver 3 is pretty great.
Getting dirty. Look at, they got DJ Moore as well, and then Michael Thomas. They're all PPR hogs right now. Hopefully Watson ends up in Carolina. That's fingers crossed that.
Oh, I've been screaming that from the rooftops for so long, but I don't know if he's gonna go anywhere, man.
I don't even know if he's gonna play this year, honestly. Like, he's hands off. I'm not drafting him anywhere.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Nope. And you hate to see talent, whether money or off the field issues are the reason he sits. You hate to see a guy that talented sit out. But there have been some quarterbacks that went off here: Kyler, Dak, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert.
In that order, yeah. I feel the rankings in that order as well.
Is that okay? Victoria, how are you feeling about those guys?
Except for Herbert. Herbert needs to be before Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'd agree there. I love the Herb man. I had him and Josh on plenty of teams last year. I picked up Herbert a little bit earlier than my league mates, and oh god, I feel like by the end of the season, I swear I was getting mad if I was expecting a 300-yard game and 3 touchdowns from Herbert. I was like, Herb, that's the expectation now, honey. So
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, to get him that late, to get him in the 6s is wonderful. Yeah.
I mean, Superflex, he's going to be fire if you could stack him with a Lamar Jackson, a Kyler Murray, a Dak, or even a Josh Allen or Patty Mahomes. He's going to be fire. Like, he's like one of the guys that I need to have on my roster at all costs. I mean, one of my leagues I won last year, like, my best stack ever in life was Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. I was unbeatable. Like, you couldn't touch me. Like, both of them putting up 50 points. Don't talk to me. You're too far down on the points.
Don't talk to me.
Like, you couldn't say anything.
Do not.
Yep. And I feel like that stack is going to be, for me this year, it's going to be Lamar Jackson and Herbert, or Josh Allen and Herbert. That's like one of my favorite stacks going into any of these Superflex leagues next year. Well, this year, my bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on evaluating Justin Herbert to see what his haircut looks like in August. That's what it's gonna come down to. That's what it's gonna come down to.
That is true. When he cut the hair, something went left. Like, he wasn't playing the same. So that definitely was a factor.
I can't say anything. He's much better looking than I am. So
there was 1 or 2 games after the haircut.
Yeah.
He looked like Josh Allen. And I can't unsee it right now, Cody.
Oh, jeez.
I cannot unsee it right now.
Oh, sorry.
I love Troy. Troy, whenever we get the chance to get on a live again together, I will shave everything but the mustache just for you. Just for you, Troy. I know.
Make it a punishment this year for the Subscribers League.
All you have to say to Troy is that Josh Allen is the Miami Dolphins' father. He is their father. Every time we play against the Dolphins, he throws for like 6 touchdowns, runs for 100 yards. I mean, he gets in that. He's either in Miami or he's in Buffalo. He's like, oh, Miami? Oh, okay. Like, okay, here we go. I swear, I don't know what it is. I feel like I saw a tweet that NFL put out, like, top 10 Bills plays from 2020 or something, and like half of the plays were against Miami.
7 were against Miami. I love it.
Oh, I'm bringing that to Troy. I hope Troy's still watching. I'm bringing that smoke to him ASAP. Oh my God, I'm on the clock and nobody told me.
Oh, I see that.
I just got undrafted.
Oh, Devonta, that was going to be my pick.
No, I didn't. Juju, let's go. We're here.
Okay, Juju.
Yeah.
Good. Nah, there's only 1 round left. I have to go quarterback.
I was hoping Juju would sign somewhere else. Man, I was hoping he would go anywhere else.
Kansas City? Oh my God! If he would have took that deal,
I know.
That would have been fun.
Like Tyreek and Juju, that would have been a blast. Like, I'm not a fan of how the Steelers used him last year, and I don't think because his average depth of target was so low, and I don't think like Big Ben's arm has not gotten any better. So
No.
we'll see.
I think if he lives and breathes in the slot where he's the best, most effective at, which I think they'll probably look forward to putting him there more. I mean, him in the slot majority of the time is a constant mismatch, you know what I mean, for most linebackers and, you know, whatever the slot corners or whatever, because Juju is still a good football player. He just
the talent's absolutely.
Yeah, he faced injury when we thought he was the guy when AB left, and then we quickly realized that wasn't the case. And I feel like him in this offense, it gels well with the other two guys on the outside of him to where all the focus isn't on him. So I think he'll be fine.
Guys, 30 seconds. Cooper Kupp, Will Fuller.
Ooh.
Those are who I'm debating, right? Will Fuller, I can't play in the first week, but this is just a game, right? This is fake. Cooper Kupp, up and down.
Man, I don't know. Stafford's there now. He has a better quarterback that makes better decisions. Let's put it like that.
That's true. Okay, convince me.
I'm going with Cooper. Go with Coop.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going with Kupp. Man.
So let's talk Fuller though, because
I don't know. I have question marks about him for the simple fact.
I love that Logan Thomas pick.
That's late.
I love me Logan there. I love that. Fuller is just such a. I don't want to again say the injury prone thing. I'm straying away from that.
Yeah.
But can he produce with Tua? I don't know.
Can Tua produce in fantasy? That's where it lays.
I think it comes down to kind of like a multitude of things. I think the Dolphins run a little more conservative offense than what the Texans run or what they had to run last year. Like the Texans were behind in so many games that like they had to air the ball out. And the Dolphins have a really good defense, like a very underrated defense in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're going to have to go out and sling the rock 40 times to win the game. So I think that's going to hurt Fuller a little bit. But my biggest thing with Fuller is you had one season where you didn't miss any games due to injury, right? The one season that you were busted for PEDs.
Yeah.
I get it. And I love the guy at Notre Dame. I'm a massive Notre Dame fan. But guys who have burners tend to have soft tissue injuries. And I'm not a big fan of the injury prone label. But that being said, I mean, he is suspended for a game, but you have to anticipate missing time with Will Fuller. You are not going to get him all 17 weeks. God, that is weird. That is so weird.
17 weeks now. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Playoffs start week 14 now. Like, that's crazy.
We're either going to have to do like I don't know if we're going to change how fantasy playoffs are formatted as like what the new standard is, or are we just kicking everything back a week, having an extra week of the regular season?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we shall see, right? I feel like it doesn't really change much for like the players and stats wise, like a little bit, but like, that's a Watson pick right there, by the way.
You literally
did that.
I am staying so far away from Watson. I ain't touching him. Not touching him.
Yeah,
Listen, the weird possibility that he's going to Carolina. I'll look like a champion right now getting him in the 7th.
You're going to be keeping this receipt for the moment. It's like all the Chargers and stuff are dropped and you're like, hey, look at this.
He's going to come back and post a clip. I love it.
Screenshot it and timestamped right now.
Victoria with a hella underrated pick in Melvin Gordon too. I love that. Well, Phillip Lindsay's gone. Phillip Lindsay's on the Texans now. Like he is going to be a bell count in offense where like they should be okay. Like that offense should be all right. Like Drew Lock's not the greatest thing in the world, but like there's certainly worse quarterback situations, and he'll get all of the carries.
Who'd they sign? I forget.
Running back?
Yeah, running back. They just signed somebody. I forget. And it was like RFP Royce Freeman all over the place.
Hold on. I'm looking it up because I don't remember. Oh, Mike Boone.
Oh, Mike Boone. Vikings. Melvin Gordon's good.
University of Cincinnati alum Mike Boone. Love me
Yeah.
some Bearcats. Let's go.
Well, what's that? 2 years ago? That wasn't last year, right? When everyone was like, "It's a Mike Boone fantasy week." That was 2 years ago. I feel.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Oh, and then he
Good
didn't
for
do
him.
anything.
Good for him.
Boone time.
But my man Royce Freeman ain't ever getting an opportunity.
Well, he's just not. He's not explosive enough to really light the world on fire. So, I just never been a big Royce Freeman guy. Love the Odell Beckham pick that late. That's it.
Yeah, that's super late. That's value.
That's just QB. That's wide receiver 2. Like, ew. And then DK has to face the Rams twice a year.
Yeah, but he got him in the round 7. Like, you got him in
round
7.
never. Round never is where he should be at.
You and OBJ would throw hands on sight.
Yes, I want to look up because of how many times he burned me in fantasy. And I literally, the 1 year I traded for him, I traded Keenan Allen. Allen for Odell Beckham.
No.
You understand the pain, the suffering I faced from watching Keenan Allen just go completely off for the next couple of weeks. Odell Beckham, oh, my quad's hurt. I can't play in the playoffs. You asshole.
Life's tough, buddy.
Ever since then, that cost me the championship because of that one decision. So, yeah, Odell Beckham will never see my roster again.
Man,
wasn't there a crazy stat that he's not finished as a top 10 wide receiver in 5 or 6 years or something?
Yep. The thing is, he gave us 16 games 2 years ago, and guys like John Brown and Michael Gallup finishing ahead of him, like, that's weird. He finished wide receiver 25 or 26 with 16 games. So we're like, oh, well, he's injured. He's hurt. He didn't make it.
Bro, that's Freddie Kitchens.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. Hugh Jackson, Freddie Kitchens.
Listen, all right, then don't hype him up. The hype train was incredible when he went to the Browns. Fresh start, the hype videos, and Odell Beckham's happy now. He got paid big money. He's all this noise, and then nothing happened. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not man. It is. That's the hype trains.
I love it.
Can we talk about again this team, the pre-snap that has Kyle Pitts, Najee Harris, Javonte Williams, Devonta Smith, and Justin Fields? 5 out of 7 picks.
Yo, every rookie.
Spicy. God, I love Justin Fields so much. I just tweeted out that ESPN video of him playing in that Clemson game. Oh my God, that was a sight to see.
I really hope he gets the opportunity to start and hit the ground running.
Me too.
If he ends up in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, people are going to talk about that as like that is one of the steals in the last decade. Like, he is going to be so good. He can make every throw. And if I see Justin Fields slander on the timeline talking about he doesn't want to compete. Dude play with broken ribs in the national team. Get that out of here, man. Get that out of here.
Even if that was a team trying to slander him to make his draft capital fall in the draft, that's just petty and tacky and stupid, and I hate you. Like, that's disgusting. Why would you?
I want exactly what you just said on like a motivational poster. It's like petty, tacky, stupid, and I hate you.
Just tweet it.
I'll get somebody. We'll hit up anyone in the graphics department. Can you make this for us? We'll tweet it after the show.
Please make that. That needs to be done ASAP. But man, the draft is finished up. I feel good about my team. I mean, I don't know about how you guys feel, but I feel like I have a championship team, and I'm able to bring home the gold this year.
I don't know. You got Kenny Galladay.
Oh my God!
I'm just kidding.
I wanted Keenan Allen, but my boy Ty took him. That was a huge snipe.
Yeah.
I saw a crazy stat that like you would never realize it because he has been great for fantasy, but George Kittle has never scored more than 6 touchdowns in a season.
Yes, I saw that today too. Absolutely wild.
Like, what? Like, I feel like I've just seen him make so many plays, and like he's a hoss in the open field. Like, not a big touchdown guy. Yeah.
I think Field. Yeah, someone tweeted that just today. I saw that.
One of the big heads.
Absolutely wild. Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that. That doesn't even sound real, but it is.
Yeah. Crazy.
God damn.
Just a target hog. Yeah. Just a target hog for sure.
Oh man, this is dope, man. I want to thank
Who's
you guys.
our favorite team? Oh, I apologize. Go ahead.
No, I want to thank you guys real quick for coming on, but we could talk favorite team. I mean, honestly, we were going to say me, but besides me, who we think?
Okay,
Yeah.
besides you.
I'm as somebody who's impartial. I mean, it's going to be tough, but
Breezy looks good. I do like it, and I like that he ended up with Trevor Lawrence. So I'm here for his wide receivers.
I just love that JT Gibson start. Oh my god, it's so hot.
Yeah,
I love that.
This is good too. And wow, Ridley, Robinson, Cooper. I think Cooper still. I think the wide receiver one.
If the Prestige FF team was not tight end premium, that would be my favorite team in this draft.
Yep,
I'm not a massive Hayden Hurst guy because he had a chance to show his stuff in Atlanta and he didn't. And I also think like there is a very viable chance that Kyle Pitts could be taken at 4. But like the first 6 picks are just Henry and Eckler, Ridley, Robinson, Cooper as your wide receiver. That is
disgusting.
Yeah, I love that. Also, Z2 Fantasy, I love that team too. McCaffrey, AJ Brown, James Robinson, Godwin, Higgins, Logan Thomas.
I love the Logan Thomas pick. That was a late steal.
Me too.
I think Sleeper's broken rankings kind of made him fall under the radar. Definitely.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to go way earlier, but that was a nice steal right there under the radar pick. I like Noah Fant too this late as well. I believe in Noah Fant. I don't believe in Drew Lock, so hopefully they do something at quarterback. But yeah.
Yeah, that like those teams in that 8-9 range, like the Panthers and the Broncos, like are they going to be one of the ones to take Mac Jones? Because like where Trey Lance, like we'll see.
Somebody. Drew Lock is not the answer.
Yeah, I'd be curious if they bring. They would have brought in a vet by now, right? I mean,
yeah, by now, especially who was available. Even if it was somebody just to come in to be like, I guess the veteran, like, I guess to talk up Drew Lock, mentor him. I think Chase Daniels would have been one of those guys to go, and he keeps getting jobs. And apparently, he's a good teammate to motivate.
That dude made like $5 million a touchdown pass in his career. It's insane. That dude is doing it right.
Guys, Nathan Peterman is still rostered. Like, there's gotta be somebody else.
He must have, he must be a good guy to be around. Just fun to be around. Like goofy, silly guy. Just tells a lot of jokes and brings up the spirits when the team is losing because
he's the team mascot. It sounds like the team mascot. The way you're describing him.
He's the one ugly friend that like you hang out with that makes you look better. Like like Derek Carr keeps him around. He's like, look, John, look, John Gruden, look how much better I am than this guy.
Yeah, right.
Peterman is just slinging the rock all over the
clipboard. Like, yeah, he's right. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Peterman. That is classic.
That was mean. I love it though.
Damn, some of these other teams are looking good too, man. Like I like Matt Daddy's team, but I just don't like his running backs. I mean, Joe Mixon, we talked about. CH, I am not a CH believer, but I love the Waller and Hill. I definitely think CH is still a little bit overhyped. A lot of people are still believing that he's going to be a top 10 running back somehow. But please explain to me how. Please show me, sway me, and change my opinion.
I can't. Sorry.
The inefficiencies of the goal line killed him. Like being so inefficient inside the 5-yard line really crushes value.
Exactly, because we know Mahomes is going to sling the rock inside the 10 somehow, and it's like, why? You should be running it. But I think the team knows, like, CEH can't get it done, or them signing Bell, he couldn't get it done. I mean, Darrell Williams, he is not a guy that can get it done either, him being like a 3rd or 4th running back on the roster. So they got to throw the ball when they're in the red zone at all costs, right? So
wait, who's the other running back that everyone was like, it's the late round sleeper, he's gonna be the value in your draft?
What's his name?
He didn't do it. I know, I'm blanking. I'm absolutely blanking.
Oh my god, that hype train was disrespectful as hell.
Was it either Darwin Thompson or LaShawn McCoy?
Darwin
Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's Darwin Thompson time, baby. He gets a shot.
Oh.
No.
Yeah,
No.
there we go. Thank you, Maddie Daddy. 2652. Honey, yes. No. Oh my god. Oh my god. Speaking of LaShawn McCoy, how about winning two rings back to back, even though you didn't do jack shit to help your team?
You know what's funny? A quick little story. His brother came at me on Instagram a couple of years ago, and he was basically talking shit because, man, I basically put up a post about Singletary. I was like, Singletary season, which is crazy to say that I said this 2 years ago because it's not Singletary season any season.
2 years ago, what?
I'm pouring one out.
Yeah,
Rip.
But he came at me kind of strong on Instagram, telling me, you know, keep your day job, nobody's watching, blah, blah, blah. But I had to like Google who he was because I'm like, this is no way LaShawn McCoy's brother. And it was. So he was coming at me crazy about it. I'm like, bro, your brother's washed. Like, he'll be on the couch with you soon. And then he wins 2 Super Bowls by doing absolutely nothing that he could have done on the couch. So I was wrong in a way, but not really, because he didn't do anything. Like, he just was there on the bench. Like, he was a healthy scratch for the
Shady's going to be a guy that, like, we're going to look back in a couple of years and, like, he statistically, like, was really great for a decade. And, like, so we're going to see those stats, and we're going to see 2 Super Bowl rings, and we're going to see, like, we're going to be like, wait, yeah, LaShawn McCoy was really good. Like,
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Insane. I definitely think, you know, he had an overall good career, you know, with the Eagles, Buffalo, obviously. But, yeah, he's washed now. He's washed. He shouldn't be rostered or even mentioned.
No, my favorite was – go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't even know if he's going to be on a roster this year. But go ahead, Victoria. What you got?
No, Bruce Arians coming out being like, Sean Bond, my dude this year.
Oh, my God.
Just came out saying that. Oh, my God. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, no, sir. You've done this to me before. Fool me once. Fool me twice. Whatever the J. Cole song says. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not known to be a liar because, like, I believed him when he said Chris Godwin wasn't going to lead the field. I knew, like, he actually was, like, truthful about that. But this one, no, sir. You're lying. You're not going to fool me. I'm not going to believe that hype because that hype train can get out of control super quick.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, no.
I'm out.
Nope.
Absolutely.
I like Fournette, but Vaughn behind Fournette and Ronald Jones, nah, that doesn't sound believable at all.
Nope.
Whew. What else you got, Cody? You good?
That's all I got. You know, it's just
this was a dope mock draft. I think this is probably the best mock draft we had. Like, just honestly, just looking at the teams and the energy, our commentary. Even though Cody, you're not in the draft, but
bro, look, I came in late. I still showed up. I commentated the hell out of this.
You did. You would think you were drafting with us.
Give me a call, Nance. I'm waiting. But,
listen,
yeah, no, it's a good time. Always a good time.
Yeah, we'll be back here next week, and hopefully you can jump into that draft and not be late.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. But Victoria, I want to thank you for jumping on. This was awesome. Nice meeting you as well. Like, the collaboration, the chemistry was, perfect for me. I had a good time. Like,
same, yeah.
On you.
Yeah, this was such a good time, guys. I had a blast. Thank you for having me. Yeah, you can find me at FFB_Victoria. I'm putting out content for both Ball Blast and also Football Guys. Just joined their team there, so I'm super stoked. Got a lot going on.
Booked and busy.
Mm-hmm. To love that.
Booked and busy. Cody, let everybody know where they can find you, man, your content.
At SmashHitsSports. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're live tweeting March Madness. We're getting our gambling picks in. Baseball's here. We're going to have a good time. I'm excited. We're going to produce a little more content before my wedding in June. And then after that, I'm going to disappear for a week. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. So, LQ.
Congrats, Cody. Yeah.
Thank you. I know. The fact that yeah. Look, I might get on my phone from time to time. We'll see. But
no, don't do that.
I won't. Absolutely not. But the fact that I can convince the fact that I can convince a woman to stay with me for longer than a couple days at a time is pretty impressive on my part. So I'm going to chalk that up. I'm going to chalk that up as an absolute win. So LQ, get us out of here, man.
Thank you guys for joining the draft. Thank you guys for watching. You can find me at Real Deal Fantasy HQ on Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. I'm everywhere, man. Facebook, you'll find me there. I'm trying to be everywhere. Tumblr, I'm there. I'm trying to flood the feeds. I'm trying to be everywhere, man. Just producing fire content only. So let's get out of here. Peace, guys.
Yeah.